So it seems that New Balance is dropping a lot of these 1906 releases on the market with some different materials, and today's pair it's actually quite an interesting one, which will have quite thin materials for the overlays, making this one actually more comfortable than we already know. Hello guys, and welcome back for a brand new review. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and also giving me a like. It really help out the channel. In today's video guys, as I said earlier, we're gonna have a look at the latest drop for a pair of New Balance 1906, which most definitely has some different materials, which I guess is not gonna be for everyone. So let's go ahead and start with the box guys, which as usual coming from this brand, it's gonna come in this dark gray colorway with the New Balance logo and the lettering in this white color here on top. So let's just go ahead and take them out. So in today's video guys, we're gonna have a look at one out of two colorways available for this new design, and this one will be for the New Balance 1906 in the silver gray metallic. So as I said earlier guys, New Balance is pushing a lot of these 1906 releases on the market, which in my opinion is one of their most comfortable range, which all the time is bringing some new materials, new designs. Of course the midsole will be the same, but I don't have anything against it. So in today's video we're gonna have a look at this new silver gray metallic, which also received an all black colorway as well, which will have some different materials for this upper, making this one, at least in my opinion, even more comfortable than we already know that this range is. So this one dropped in the first week of February, at least here in the UK, for the retail price of £140 or around 155 US dollars, which if I'm not mistaken it's your usual price for this range. But in case you are just a big fan of leather overlays or nubuck or whatever this one is bringing usually, this time we don't have those overlays at all. It seems that for this one we're just gonna have like this fused material all around, which is also a reflective one. So most definitely if you are against the 3M reflective materials, this one and the black pair will not be for you. In case you are a big fan and maybe you want to use these ones for running, even though nowadays you have so many other performance running shoes, for sure this one can be one of it, and it's quite an interesting one. As I said earlier, this one feels a bit more comfortable than the normal 1906, and I think it's because those overlays won't restrict the mobility. So yeah, most definitely this one feels a bit more comfortable, and yeah, it feels quite nice on foot. So with that being said, let's go ahead and also do a small breakdown of this brand new release. So as you can see, for this upper we're gonna have a mix of few materials. For the base layer we're gonna have this mesh material in this gray color, which will be present and quite visible here at the top of the toe boss section, and also for the rest of the shoe as well, except this heel section, where as you can see it will have a different mesh. So on top of this mesh material we're gonna have few overlays. One of it will be this 3M reflective leather material at the front of the shoe, which is a synthetic one of course. This one will still have your perforation holes, which will reveal some mesh underneath. Then for the rest of the shoe, from the toe section all the way to the heel, we're gonna have this very interesting design with this 3M reflective material, which will be present on both medial and lateral side. So this one is called the Phantom Fit, which most definitely will be quite noticeable at night when pointing light at it, or even during the day. So on top of this material we're also gonna have your normal N-lock system, which will include this N logo here in the midfoot on both medial and lateral side. Then as I said earlier, at the back we're gonna have a slightly different textured mesh material, which looks quite nice. And of course on top of it we're gonna have this gray heel counter support, which is gonna be our usual one. This is actually a silver one. not my favorite colorway, to be honest, but I guess it's working just as fine with the rest of the shoe. As in for the actual lacing system, you're gonna have your normal punch out holes, which will also include this N-lock system here in the middle. So this one will keep in place this new type of laces coming from New Balance, and underneath these laces we're gonna have a very long tongue, which will use the same mesh material as the one quite visible here at the front of the shoe, which will also have this loop here in the midfoot, which will let the laces go through. And as usual, on top we're gonna have the synthetic leather material, which will have written running and also the NB lettering towards the top. Then going inside of the shoe, for this one we're gonna have this off-white lining, which underneath will have your normal amount of padding, nothing special here. And also at the bottom we're gonna have your usual Ortholite foam insole, which will come in this black color, and this one will have a lot of imprints here at the heel section. So now guys, we can go to this Absorb midsole, which will come in this gray color, which will have your normal standard pattern, nothing changed here. This one looks quite nice, and it's also quite comfortable as well. As usual, here at the heel section we're gonna have this SBS cushioning. So in my opinion, this one looks quite nice and it's also quite comfortable, as I said earlier. And this one is also gonna be present on two other models coming from New Balance. As in for the actual sizing, guys, for me, as I have skinny feet, for this one I'm always going with my true to size, and this one fits me just fine. And I will say that it's gonna be roughly the same for people with normal feet. But just in case you have wide feet, guys, most definitely I would suggest you to go with at least a half size up, just to make sure that this one is not gonna be too tight for you. So overall, guys, this is a brand new release coming from New Balance for this 1906 range, which for today we had it with some different materials for this upper, which will not include your usual synthetic or real leather in the midfoot. In my opinion, feels a bit more comfortable than the normal releases for this range, and I really feel that it's because of those overlays which are not restricting the flexibility for this upper. So for this one we're gonna have this reflective material for most of this upper, which it's either you are a fan or not. But in my opinion, this one is looking quite nice, and I really like that this one just became a bit more comfortable than the normal 1906, which is already one of their most comfortable releases anyway. I feel that this one is the most comfortable 1906 to date. But if you really feel that 140 pounds or 155 US dollars it's a bit too much, you always have the option to just wait for it. For sure, these ones will go on sale. So yeah, guys, this was my unboxing and reviewing of this brand new release coming from New Balance for the 1906 with this slightly different upper. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to press the like button, maybe also subscribe to the channel. Of course, if you want to have a look at any of my latest reviews, you can choose from any of the videos which you have now on the screen. And as always, I will see you in my next one. Thanks for watching.